Now, these bigger businesses have got tons of these boxes of things floating around, so every now and then they'll do a complete physical inventory. That is, they'll go and actually count the amount of boxes they have on hand, at least once a year, just to make sure that what they have on their books, on their accounting statements, is actually matching up with what they actually have. And a lot of times they don't match up exactly, right? There's stuff that breaks, there's stuff that goes bad, there's stuff that gets stolen. They want to minimize that as best they can, but in order to make sure that they are presenting accurate records, they have to go through and say that they actually have the assets behind cost of goods sold. And there's a lot of fun accounting stories about this, about people who will ship inventory from store to store behind auditors' back, so that the auditors will go and end up counting the same inventory twice to keep up with the misrepresentation they made in their books. So it's the kind of place where you try to connect what's going on in the financial statements to what's actually happening in the real world. Now, in this instance, Computer City has discovered they're $2,200 short worth of inventory. That is, they've got $2,200 less value in their inventory than they thought that they did. So we need to decrease the amount of inventory we have, right? Whatever inventory we thought we had, we're now finding out we had $2,200 left. How do we decrease an asset account? We credit it. So we're going to credit the $2,200. And to get the outstanding, the corresponding debit entry, we need to go to our income statement. The cost of goods sold on this case, we're going to increase the expense account. And by increasing the expense value, we are increasing it by that same $2,200. So it's as if we're saying that we sold $2,200 worth of stuff for no money. And that's essentially what happened. We had $2,200 decreased from our inventory account. It's an expense, we're going to count it as an expense, but there's no revenue transaction here. You notice that this is just one entry versus the other one we saw with two entries when we actually sold a couple of monitors to that travel agency.